From eating pancakes before matches, to running faster than 30 kilometres an hour, to scoring 2 unbelievable free kicks against Real Madrid on one unforgettable night.
It's Rice again!
Part 2 on the story and journey of Declan Rice is out now. From huge goals to quiet leadership, this is the continued story about hard work, bravery and going up the levels. For super listeners on Patreon and on Apple Podcast subscription. To the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees, and welcome to a brand new episode on the Barcelona and England player Marcus Rashford. Last time we covered an episode on Marcus Rashford on the main podcast was way back in January 2023, and a lot has happened between now and then. So, from January 2023 to the current day, let's have a look at Marcus Rashford's journey, his moments at Manchester United to the current day at FC Barcelona. Before we get into the episode properly, 2 very quick shout-outs. One is an Apple Podcast 5-star review from Harry. It says, "Hey, great podcast. My name is Harry and I love listening to your podcast. I play for Down End Saints Football Club under 7s. Can you give a shout out to my teammates, James, Ozzy, Isaac and Max? Please can I have an episode on Lionel Messi?" Well, Harry, a massive shout out to you, of course, and also a massive shout out to every single person you mentioned and everybody else in your football team. And, of course, to your brilliant coaches who give up their time and put the team together and get you winning and out on that pitch no matter what the weather is. And the last one says, "Hi Darren, I'm Bobby. I'm 8 years old and I love your podcast. I listen to it when I'm in the car with me mammy and me daddy and me brother Harvey, who is 6 years old. We listen to it on long journeys. I support Liverpool, but my brother Harvey supports Arsenal." "Boo," says Bobby. "My cousin supports Tottenham Hotspur, followed by another boo. We live in Dublin, Ireland and play for Rosemount Mulvey FC. I would love it if you could do a podcast on Troy Parrott. He is my footballing hero. He scored a hat-trick against Hungary and in the last minute he scored a winner getting Ireland to the World Cup playoffs. My brother would like a podcast on Caoimhín Kelleher. Thanks very much, from Bobby." Well, Bobby, a massive shout out to you and a massive shout out to everybody that you mentioned. Friends, family and everybody that you know. You'll be really pleased to know though that I have already got a life story episode on Lionel Messi, a part 2 and some other stuff on Messi as well. I know there's about 500 episodes of Football for Kids now, but have a real search through and I'm sure you'll find lots of stuff on Messi. And in terms of Caoimhín Kelleher, I've also got an episode on him as well. Right then, let's get on with it, shall we? Let's talk about Marcus Rashford, since he almost left Manchester United all the way to the current day. So, from 2023 onwards, Marcus Rashford's football journey showed just how quickly things can change at the very top level. There were huge highs, moments where everything clicked, goals, confidence, that feeling where he must have felt unstoppable. But there were also tough spells too, because, well, if you haven't worked it out already from this podcast, nothing goes in a straight line. His form dipped, pressure grew, and expectations followed him everywhere he went. As a Manchester United Academy graduate, Marcus Rashford had always carried more than just a shirt number. He carried hope, responsibility, and sometimes very, very heavy scrutiny. During this period, he faced big questions about his role on the pitch, about his consistency, about how to respond when things do not go your way. He also continued life of England, where international football brings its own challenges, its own systems, and constant competition. What makes this chapter so important though is not what happened to Rashford as a footballer, but what it shows about modern football itself. Clubs change, managers most definitely change, especially these days, and the pressure never ever stops. And through it all, Marcus Rashford was still learning, still adapting, still searching for a version of himself that felt right again. Because careers are never straightforward. Sometimes the most important part of a journey is how you respond when the path goes its own way. As of the start of 2023, where our last episode ended on Marcus Rashford, he was looking really sharp, like really sharp. He had just returned from the World Cup in Qatar, where he finished as England's joint top scorer. Let that sink in for a moment. Marcus Rashford was a joint top scorer for England in a World Cup. He found the net 3 times and reminded everyone how dangerous he could be when his confidence was high. Back at Manchester United, something clicked. Marcus Rashford was fast, fearless, and full of belief. He became the player his team looked for when they needed a goal. He was the one defenders worried about, the one fans leaned forward in their seats when he had the ball. His job was clear. He would break quietly, attack the space, and he would finish calmly. All the time. Like 8-9 times out of 10, Marcus Rashford was doing this easily. Rashford started scoring again and again and again, running past defenders like the grass was on his side and helping him along. When the chances came, he took them. Clean strikes, smart decisions, and absolutely zero panic. This was not just about speed, it was about timing, knowing when to go, when to shoot, when to trust himself. For kids listening, this is absolutely a great lesson. When preparation meets confidence, good things will happen. And when you believe in your own ability, the game suddenly feels lighter. Marcus Rashford is proof of that, and at this time, he was flying. From January to May 2023, Marcus Rashford went on one of those runs that footballers dream about. Every week it felt like he was scoring again and again and again. Manchester United were chasing a top 4 finish. I know, it sounds unheard of these days, doesn't it? But they were. And Rashford became their main threat. When the team needed a goal, they looked left. That was where Marcus Rashford was waiting. He scored against big teams like Manchester City, against Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, and all of the other proper teams in the league. This wasn't luck, it was timing, and it was confidence all working together. Sometimes he needed just one touch, other times he might have needed 2. Sometimes he arrived late, sometimes a bit early, but again and again he found the net. This was Marcus Rashford at his absolute sharpest. He was calm in front of a goal, fast in his head and in his legs, playing with a smile that said, I know exactly what I'm doing and I feel good about it. And again, for you kids listening, here's the lesson. When you keep practicing the same skill over and over again, it becomes natural. It just happens. You don't even have to think about it. But let me tell you something, every footballer dreams of scoring in a final. It doesn't matter if it's at your local field or at the national stadium. For Marcus Rashford, that dream came true at Wembley Stadium in the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle United. United won the match, and one of the goals was credited for Rashford. It was his 25th of the season and his first ever goal in a major final. By the end of the campaign, Rashford had reached 30 goals in all competitions, something no Manchester United player had done since Robin van Persie in the years after Sir Alex Ferguson. That put him in very, very special company. The awards followed. I mean, of course they did. Rashford was named the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year and Players Player of the Year. Teammates, fans, coaches, all agreeing on one thing. This has been his season, and my goodness, was it one hell of a season. His manager spoke about how calm Rashford was under pressure. He was not just calm, he was ice cool, focused, more disciplined in how he trained and how he prepared. But football is clever. Opponents watch, they learn, and my goodness do they adjust. When you reach the very top, staying there becomes the hardest challenge of them all. There's so many stories of players working so hard to play for a club like Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool or Manchester City. And getting there is one thing. Staying there and being a part of a team is another. To understand why Marcus Rashford was so dangerous in 2023, you have to look at how he was used. Manchester United set up in a way that gave Rashford freedom, proper freedom. He played mostly on the left, but he was not asked to run back at the time. His job was simple, but very powerful. Stay ready, stay high, but be a threat. That meant when Man United won the ball, Rashford was already thinking forward. One touch, two touches, suddenly he was running into space with the grass ahead of him and defenders panicking behind him. His greatest weapon was his speed, but not just his legs, it was his decisions too. He could face a defender, shift the ball either way, and explode past it before they even had a chance to react. He kept going into the box time after time after time, taking shots, testing goalkeepers, and being brave enough to try. And that is a big lesson. This was not random by any stretch of imagination. It was repetition, learning how to stand, where to move, where to strike, where to finish. However, football has a funny way of treating you. After such a brilliant season in 2023-24, goals became harder to come by. Defenders stood closer, spaces became smaller, matches most certainly felt tighter. The ball still came to him, yes, of course it did. He was Marcus Rashford. Why wouldn't you pass the ball to him? He still ran, he still tried, but sometimes shots went wide. Sometimes chances disappeared. The confidence which he once had started to wobble. This happens to every footballer, but when you're on the main stage with the bright lights and the TV cameras, you can't escape it. And that is a problem which Marcus Rashford was facing. Opponents had learned his game. They doubled up. They blocked his favourite runs. They'd worked him out. There were still moments, a solo go, a long range strike, a calm finish here and there, proof that talent had never left, just the opposition had worked out the game. But listen to this and listen carefully. Football does not always reward effort straight away. This part of a story matters, because growth is not only about flying high, it's about what you do when the climb feels steep and the ground feels shaky. When football gets harder on the pitch, it can feel harder off of it too. During the 2023-24 season, Marcus Rashford was not only dealing with tougher games, but also learning an important lesson about responsibility at the very top. His manager at the time spoke about how elite players must look after themselves, not just during matches, but every single day. How they rest, how they recover, how they prepare. There were moments where Rashford made choices which brought extra attention to him because, well, he was Marcus Rashford. After one match, he was seen out late. On another occasion, he missed a training session. These moments mattered because at the highest level, the smallest of decisions can have the biggest of consequences. His manager responded firmly. Rashford was left out of the game and reminded that wearing the shirt comes with expectations. Even away from the pitch, you are expected to act like the absolute professional. But this story did not end in punishment. Rashford returned to the team. He trained properly, he listened, and soon after he scored again, showing he was still ready to contribute when it mattered, when the team needed it. Because growing up, in football and in life, means that talent alone is most definitely not enough. Trust is built by actions, by turning up, by doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. And sometimes the toughest lessons are the ones which help you grow the most. Sometimes football isn't about shining. Sometimes it's about helping the team. It's about helping the team win and being a team player. And in May 2024, Manchester United reached the FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium, facing their bitter rivals, Manchester City. It was a huge challenge. City had the ball, City pressed, and City asked questions of the game. Marcus Rashford had a clear role: stay ready, stay sharp, and break forward when the chances come. United played in a tight shape, defending together, then springing forward together. Rashford used his speed to stretch the pitch, making long runs that punished City back and created space for teammates. One moment stood out though. Rashford picked the ball up and sent a long, smart pass across the pitch to Alejandro Garnacho. That pass from Marcus Rashford helped start the move for a crucial goal. It was not flashy, it was basic, and my goodness was it important. Rashford even had a goal ruled out for offside, showing just how close the fine margins can be. He kept working and working until he was substituted, having given everything to the team. Eventually, Rashford was substituted, but United went on to win that final 2-1. This match showed something important. Even when a season feels difficult, big moments will still come, and players who stay focused and committed can still make a difference, even if they don't feel like they can. Because football is not always about being a star. Sometimes it's about being trusted when it matters most. And Marcus Rashford has been an icon when it comes to that type of thing. Winning a cup at Wembley must feel incredibly special. But football doesn't stop there. Not long after the FA Cup final, Marcus Rashford faced one of the toughest moments of his career, when England announced their squad for Euro 2024. Rashford's name was not on the list. For the first time in many years, he would be watching a major tournament from home. This was not because he stopped caring or stopped trying, but the England manager explained that other players were simply in better form than Marcus Rashford was. Football decisions can be like that. They're hard, they're honest, and sometimes they are painful. Rashford handled it calmly though. He wished the team well and he kept quiet. There was no complaints and there was absolutely no drama. That tells you a lot about someone. Because being left out hurts. It doesn't matter if it's a game in the playground or playing for your side at the national stadium or in a major tournament. Especially when you have worn the shirt so often before. But how you react absolutely matters. So again, for kids listening, this is a very important lesson. Sometimes you work hard and you still miss out. I've been there. Marcus Rashford has been there. That does not mean you are finished. Absolutely not. It means you are being asked to respond. And the strongest responses are not loud. They're patient, they're determined, and they come next. After missing out with England, things at club level changed too. Late in 2024, Manchester United had a new manager. He went by the name of Ruben Amorim. And with him came a very new way of playing, like it does with any manager. New rules, new expectations, a different shape on the pitch was there. In the system, attackers had to work very, very hard. With the ball and without it, running back, defending together and staying compact as a team. For Marcus Rashford, this was difficult. His game had always been about attacking space, using speed and staying ready to hurt teams going forward. Now, the role had asked for something else, something that did not suit him in the same way. These were moments where Rashford still showed his quality. He scored goals early on under the new manager and helped the team in important matches. But as the weeks went by, he found himself playing less and less and less. Eventually, he wasn't selected at all. The manager spoke about standards and preparation, saying he wanted the same focus every single day. On and off the pitch, it didn't matter. Because sometimes it's not about quality, It is about fit, about whether your strengths match what is being asked. And when that happens, the bravest thing you can do is not force it, it is to find the right place to grow next. When something is not working, sometimes the bravest move is to step somewhere new. And in early 2025, Marcus Rashford needed a reset, a chance to enjoy football again, a chance to find his love for the game again, learn something different and feel trusted on the pitch. That chance came with a loan move to Aston Villa. Villa were playing with confidence and Rashford liked the way they attacked. Under their new manager, he trained hard, he felt supported and he slowly rebuilt his rhythm. He did not score every week, but he helped the team in other ways too. Assists, smart movement, experience in big European matches, he did it all. Most importantly though, he looked lighter, freer, happier. The spell was not about headlines, it was about breathing space, about remembering why he loved the game in the first place. By the summer, Rashford knew something important. His future needed the right style, the right role and the right feeling. Reports linked him with a move abroad, not to any old teamo. This was a report of a move to Barcelona, one of the greatest teams of all time. This chapter mattered because it showed something powerful. Sometimes progress does not come from pushing harder, it comes from stepping sideways, learning again, choosing your path and going for it. After a season of change, Marcus Rashford took a brave step. In the summer of 2025, he moved to Barcelona, a club famous for attacking football, clear movement and playing with freedom. For Rashford, it felt like the right place at the right time. And after all, it was FC Barcelona. In Spain, the game looked different. Faster passing, more space, more chances to run forward instead of back, and Rashford was using different roles too. Little by little, his confidence grew. People began talking about how important he was to the squad again. Not just for goals and assists, but for energy, for movement and for his experience. And as January 2026 arrived, Rashford looked like himself again. Strong, sharp and enjoying his football. That was the most important part. Sometimes a fresh place helps you see yourself clearly again. Sometimes a new challenge brings the best version of you. Marcus Rashford did not change who he was, he just found a place that let him play him. From 2023 to 2026, Marcus Rashford's journey showed something really important. Even the best players can go through the toughest of spells. Not because they lose their talent or they weren't good enough in the first place, but because of football, because of life, and because of timing and a number of other things. When things felt heavy, Rashford did not give up. He kept working, he kept learning, and when the moment came, he was brave enough to try something new, not stick to something he already had. In Spain, he found joy again. He passed better, he created more, he helped his teammates, and slowly he became the player he always knew that he could be. If something isn't working, it doesn't mean you're finished. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. Sometimes it means you just need a reset, a new challenge, a fresh start, somewhere new to give it a go. So, keep believing, keep learning, and never ever forget, setbacks do not end stories. They help write better ones. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about the Football for Kids podcast. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly, or pitchside, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.